Hi everyone and welcome back to Newegg TV. My name is Paul and I have some Corsair products to share with you guys today. You might know Corsair for, say, their memory, perhaps for their cases like the 800D that we have right up here. And now they have released their Vengeance series of gaming peripherals, computer peripherals specifically tailored for gaming. So today I'm going over a pair of these. These are sold separately but they pair very well together. This is the Corsair Vengeance M60 gaming mouse designed for first-person shooting games, and this is the Corsair Vengeance K60 gaming keyboard, also meant for FPS games. So we're going to start off with the Vengeance K60. This is a mechanical keyboard, and some of the features on the box here I wanted to point out before I show you the keyboard itself are that it uses Cherry MX Red mechanical key switches, and that is the majority of the keys on the keyboard itself. They're smooth and light. They allow for fast clicking. They have a 2mm activation distance and very nice keys there for the mechanical key switches. Also contoured and textured WASD keycaps. You see those? I'll show you those in a second. Also full key matrix anti-ghosting, so you will make sure that all the keys you push are actually registered by your computer. You get 20 key rollover on using the USB connection, so you can push down lots of keys at the same time and make sure that they will not be ghosted, that all the keys will register. You get professional grade brushed aluminum chassis, and we'll get a closer look at that in just a second. And you get this nice cushioned contoured wrist rest specifically to line up on the left side of the board for use with gaming. Let's take a look at the keyboard itself. So here is the keyboard itself, which I will debox. And I'm going to set this aside just for the time being so we can go over the included accessories. You get a nice little instruction manual here with some instructions, and as well as warranty information from Corsair. You get these 4 keys. Those are the textured WASD keys that I was telling you guys about. And then in the bottom of the box here is that little wrist rest, and it will attach to the keyboard directly. And if I'm not mistaken, it also has a little container right there. So you can put your WASD keys in here and keep them stored if you want, or if you swap these with the keys on the keyboard itself, you can drop them in here and make sure that you don't lose them. So what I'm going to do next is actually install these red keys because they look pretty fantastic. And to do that, on the underside of this little wrist rest, they have provided a little keyboard switch removal tool, just like that. Pretty simple to use, so you just drop that on over the key you want to remove. It pulls it off quite easily. Underneath there you can see the red Cherry MX switch, and that is the W key, so I'm going to take this here and then drop it right on. Now, one thing to mention, because this is the ASD W keys that you generally use for movement in most games that you play, and the keys are contoured so that you can more easily find them as you are playing your game. So let's grab the A key right here. Guess I might as well use this. And as you can see, the W has a ridge on the top of it right here, the A has a ridge on the left side here, D has a ridge on the right side, and that's so you can more easily find them as you're playing your games. So here's a look at the K60 keyboard itself. As you can see, it's got this nice brushed aluminum finish on the body, which not only looks nice, but also stays cool to the touch for the most part, so nice little bonus there. I've installed all of the red textured keys right here, so you have raised ridges for your A, D, and W keys. Also at the edge of the 1 and the 6, also raised so you can more easily find those buttons, which is generally for most of your primary abilities in a lot of the games that you might play. As previously mentioned, this is a mostly mechanical keyboard, but not completely. So most of the buttons are mechanical, the Cherry Red MX switches. The function keys along this top row are rubber dome switches, and this block of keys right here are also rubber dome switches. But most of the keys that you would use for gaming and most of your work are the Cherry MX. Also, to mention that the MX Red keys don't make quite as much of a clicking sound when you depress them, so they stay a little bit quieter. And you can notice a little bit of a feel difference between the Cherry keys on the lower section and the function keys at the top, but they all work just great. Moving along here, on the top right-hand side of the keyboard, we have a Windows lock or unlock button. That will simply enable or disable your Windows key so you don't accidentally hit that while you're playing a game to take you out of the game. You also have some lights here for caps lock, number lock, and scroll lock. You have some multimedia keys up here on the top right. mute button, as well as a volume barrel roller, and a stop, forward, back, and play pause button. Finally got a full numerical pad right here, and then once again, this block of keys right here above the arrow keys also uses rubber dome switches. Here's a look at the back side of the keyboard. As you can see, it has a nice thick braided cable. It has two USB plugs. One of these plugs in the keyboard itself. The other is a pass-through for this little USB plug right there. So they give you an extra USB plug on your keyboard. Also at the bottom here, we have 4 feet that you can pop out depending on your preference. You may like the keyboard to ride a little bit higher or a little bit lower, but you can pop those out to change the feel of the keyboard. And then over here on this side is the mounting point for the wrist rest, which I'm going to reconstruct right here, so you can drop it in and take a look, just like that. So there is a look at the keyboard along with the wrist rest. Next up here is the Vengeance M60 gaming mouse, and a few items to note here on the back of the box. First, we have 5700 DPI, a Vago ADNS 9500 laser system. That's the gaming sensor, so you have adjustable DPI rate for faster or slower mouse movement as well as precision. You have a side-mounted sniper button, and pushing that will instantly reduce your DPI to allow you to aim very precisely, especially, again, in an FPS environment. You get configurable weights, so you can adjust the weight to your preference. It's got an aluminum frame and base for sturdy construction. You can track up to 165 inches per second. You get up to 30 G of acceleration and automatic frame rate control. You get adjustable lift distance, so you have 5 selectable levels to adjust to your style of play. And you get a solid metal weighted scroll wheel with a rubberized surface, so you can use your scroll wheel. And also here is just about the easiest to open blister package that I've ever seen. Check it out. Haha. Here's a look at what comes in the box along with the M60. You get a warranty guide, and I should mention that both the M60 mouse and the K60 keyboard come with a 2-year warranty from Corsair. You get the Vengeance M60 quick start guide, a little color guide there for how to plug in a USB cord, for those of you who don't know. And if you are interested in the software for the keyboard or the mouse, they're available from the Corsair website for download, so you get the latest version. Here's a look at the mouse itself. As you can see, it comes with a nice braided cord. The cord length right there is 1.8 meters. If you're like me and you're not used to the metric system, that is 5.9 feet or thereabouts. There's your USB 2.0 plug, and there is the mouse itself. Let's take a closer look at the weight system. So here's a closer look at the mouse itself. Here on the left side of the mouse, we can see that nice big red sniper button. You also get a forward and back button. There's a total of 8 programmable buttons on this mouse, and using the included software, the downloadable software from Corsair, you can reprogram all of them if you want to assign them to different functions. Here's a look at the top of the mouse. You have your DPI adjustment buttons right there, up and down, and there's a little 3-position light there right on the top, so as you push it, you will see it go up for increased DPI or down for lower DPI. And again, both of those buttons, if you don't want to use them for DPI changing, you can reprogram them if you want. Here's a metal scroll wheel with the rubberized textured area, and that has a nice solid feel to it. Over here on this side, we can see the pinky rest, and then on the bottom, we can see the aluminum body of the entire mouse itself. These little holes right here are there because I've removed a couple of the included weights. Those are right here. They're fairly easy to install and remove. They just drop in. They have a little threaded screw right there. You can attach those with a screwdriver or with simply use a coin, and they just fasten in just like that. You got a couple on either side as well as one at the back, so you can adjust the weight to your preference. You got some low friction Teflon pads all across the bottom there, so you can move the mouse nice and easily over your gaming surface. And that's about going to wrap it up for the mouse itself. Let's take a look at the software. So here's a look at the mouse management software. As you can see, you can set up multiple profiles. You can do up to 50 according to the documentation on the website. Here you can perform tasks like button assignment as well as macro recording using this button right here. There's a little on-off switch which actually controls the backlight on the mouse itself, that blue light in the background. You can turn that off if you don't like it. Here's your button assignments. You can simply choose which button you want to assign over here on the left, and you can use these functions over here to choose a specific button assignment or controlling macros. You can do stuff like adding a delay or ignoring the delay. You can do advanced commands like copy and paste, and you can also do different button options such as left, right, middle, forward for your standard mouse button functions. For performance here on the next tab, we can see different DPI selections here for the different levels that you can set the mouse at, so you can assign custom DPI levels to those in 100 DPI increments. Also for the sniper button as well. There's a surface quality test function there. Here's where you can adjust that lift height to low, mid, high, or high. 5 different options for that. And then you can also assign different reporting rate here if the 1 millisecond isn't working out for you. Finally, here's your Manage Profiles area, and here's where you can create and name different profiles. Pretty basic. You can create new ones, add old, switch to old ones, and then once you've done that, up here in the profile settings, you can simply select any profile that you've set up in the past. And that's going to wrap it up for this video. Once again, this has been the Corsair K60 gaming mechanical keyboard, as well as the Corsair M60 gaming mouse, designed for gaming and more specifically for first-person shooters. I'm Paul with Newegg TV. If you enjoyed today's video, please head over to our Newegg YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe for more tech videos. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you next time on Newegg TV.